What is going on, guys? This is Richie here, back again from the Red Planet Films, bringing you yet another movie review. I've already made this movie review, actually. It's a spoiler-free review, so if you want to watch that one, the link will be in the description box down below. Blah, I can't talk. But this one will be strictly spoilers. Spoiler-filled review for Logan. So if you don't want anything spoiled, leave now. Go watch the spoiler-free review. Go watch the movie, and then come back to this video so then you can get my thoughts and opinions on the whole movie as a whole. As I made mention in my spoiler-free review, I didn't go in depth, but make sure to get to this movie on time. Make sure you are there before that last trailer finishes playing, because there is a special video, a special little clip that plays before Logan, and that is Deadpool. That's correct. The Merc with a Mouth, played by Ryan Reynolds, makes a very brief cameo in an absolutely hilarious scene where a man is being mugged in an alleyway. And it was actually pretty funny because on the way to the theater, my sister and I were talking about Superman. I kid you not. We were talking about how boring he is. He's just a very simplistic character, and we were kind of just like having like our own little conversation. And then when we got into the theater and then that scene started playing, the original Superman score from like the Richard Donner films starts playing. So we started cracking up, and then Deadpool goes into like a phone booth and starts changing. And my sister and I, we like looked at each other, and I'm like, wow, that's hysterical. We were just talking about Superman. So I won't tell you, what transpires afterwards, but it was a very funny scene. And then, of course, the movie starts beginning to play. And then right from the very beginning, there's these guys kind of messing around with Wolverine's car. He's a limo driver. The year is in 2029. And they're trying to take the tires off of his car because the rims are pretty fresh. And Wolverine, in a drunken rage, kind of messes them up. And, there's limbs flying all over the place. There's a lot of blood. It's awesome. It's incredible. And that's how you know that you are in for a very special film. And this is the Wolverine movie that we've all deserved, that we've all been waiting for, that we all wish we got in the Wolverine. And while it was close, but again, that final act, meh. And don't even get me started on X-Men Origins Wolverine, because I just try and pretend it doesn't exist. The movie pretty much revolves around the fact of Logan trying to protect his little girl, Laura, X-23. And the reason being is because pretty much all the mutants are just gone, And it's just really down to just Logan. He's trying to start a new life so nobody can kind of know who he is and everything, and so no trouble, comes up. And he's taking care of a really sick Professor Xavier. He has ALS and Alzheimer's, so he can't really remember. He gets seizures, and with his brain and the power that he has, it's very dangerous. So he goes into like these crazy like earthquake-induced seizures when he's trying to contact with other mutants telepathically, and by using Cerebro, it's like that amplified by like 1,000. So it just creates this shockwave of just madness, and it just completely discombobulates all like the mutants and everything. They're all like, and I don't even know what that noise was, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say, hopefully. This woman comes along and she needs Logan's help, and lo and behold, he ends up taking this girl under her wing until a very evil man by the name of Pierce runs into Logan, and he says, I want that girl. I need that girl. She's very important. She's very vital. Can you give her to me? Later on down the line, you find out that this girl is Wolverine's daughter, Logan's daughter. Reason being is because she was created pretty much in a lab, along with other children. And these children were created for the sole purpose of building like the ultimate soldiers, the ultimate army. This little girl, along with a couple other child mutants, managed to escape. And, they were shutting the organization down because they found all the components to create like the perfect weapon. The perfect weapon X, should I say. I'll get to that in a second. So Wolverine takes this, takes this girl under his wing and has to protect her. That's his daughter. And, they extracted his DNA to make this girl, so, she has the adamantium and all that stuff. And, they pretty much go on this road trip, to make sure she's okay. And she has to bring her to sort of like this safe haven for mutants that Logan is positive does not even exist. Along the way, unfortunately, Charles Xavier dies, and they do get to the safe haven, which does in fact end up being real. And this perfect weapon that they end up having is actually pretty much a clone of Logan himself, or at least what Logan should have been, because Logan pretty much escaped with, somewhat most of his humanity intact. Later on in the film, Pierce and his army and X-24, they stumble upon this safe haven where, the kids were trying to escape to, and then this big epic battle happens. Throughout the film, they kept referencing this little adamantium bullet. Adamantium being the skeletal, component inside of Wolverine, which is able to cause him to regenerate and heal and just pretty much be like invincible to like most damage. Any damage, rather. He was planning on using that to off himself, just to kill himself. At the very last, the final act, the last fight, Laura uses the bullet to kill X-24. As we all kind of assumed would happen, especially if you're familiar with the comic book material. And I mean, you could just see it from a mile away, especially with all the stuff that Hugh Jackman has been saying. The Logan character is dead. Logan passes away, he dies, in a very touching and emotional scene where he's talking with Laura, Laura's crying, and Wolverine finally gets to feel that happiness, right in like his final moments. He even utters the line, I swear I'm not crying, I just coughed. He even utters the lines, so that's what it feels like, and then those were his final words, he dies. And it was a very touching and emotional scene to kind of see the Wolverine character for almost close to 20 years just come to an end like that. We've had all these movies of him just being like developed, the character, and Hugh Jackman just knocking out of the park each time. To finally see that character put to rest, that was the emotional part, and to kind of see him happy in like that final closing moment, with his daughter, and she even calls him dad, and it was very touching. This movie had it all. It had a lot of character and story development. It had some funny moments. It had its sad moments. It had serious moments, and it had its great action set pieces. And this movie as a whole, going back to it and just thinking about it right now, it's a 2-hour and 22-minute film, I do believe. So it's almost 2.5 hours. And in retrospect, I can't really see where the film kind of dipped or anything like that, in my opinion. It could have been shorter. That's it, man. That's Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, man, what more can I say about Logan? I know I'm not going like full in-depth. What I explained to you right now is not doing it any justice whatsoever. You have to go out and see this movie. And shame on you if you watch this review and haven't seen the film. Shame on you. Go watch the movie. My words are not doing it justice. If you kind of want to hear my thoughts and opinions on all the other things like the acting, the editing, the score, the cinematography, just the movie as a whole, that will be in the spoiler-free review. The link to that will be in the description box down below, or you'll see a couple of links and annotations pop up at the end of this video, the last 20 seconds rather. So that's pretty much it. As I made mention, I gave this movie an A, and the reason why I didn't give it an A+ was because I felt like it could have been just a little bit more shorter. Some of the scenes could have been condensed, but I mean, it is what it is. It was still an enjoyable film either way. I would go watch this movie a whole bunch of other times. I don't even care how long it is. I enjoyed it that much, and I cannot wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. As a superhero film, I feel like it's among like the top 3 or top 5. We have like films like The Dark Knight that are like people who just praise it, and I definitely agree that it's up there for sure. It's very much up there, and I will be so bold as to predict that this movie might even get an Oscar nomination or 2. I truly believe that. I truly believe Logan will get some type of Oscar recognition. Maybe like screenplay or score or performance by Hugh Jackman. Just something. Something would be nice, As long as it gets that Oscar nod, that would be pretty cool. Post your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Let me know, if I pissed you off by spoiling everything, even though I told you not to. As I made mention, I will leave the link to my spoiler-free review in the description box down below so you can, kind of get my more clearer and thorough thoughts and opinions on the movie. And in the description box down below, you will find the link to our gaming channel, Red Planet Gaming. We are 429 subscribers strong. I'm currently in the process of doing a Horizon Zero Dawn walkthrough. So we have a couple of current games and, just a couple of cool games as well that my cousin Chris and myself like to play on that channel. So check us out if you're interested. But other than that, like this video, favorite it, share with your friends, comment down below. As I made mention, check the description box. Most importantly, hit that subscribe button so you can know whenever we upload a new video, such as a movie review, a short film, a skit, a Blu-ray haul. If you're interested, subscribe, please. That's pretty much it. I'm going to shut my pie hole because I am very, very thirsty. And I still have my popcorn here that I really want to finish because it's very yummy. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next one.